Trying something new today. I'm going to talk to the camera for the first time ever. See how it turns out. I figured I'll play this skate game while I talk to you. I'm going to try to make this a regular thing. You could be talking about any subject, but today's subject is skateboarding, because it's the subject I know most about. And I'm going to talk about how I got into it, what got me into it, and how it held me for over 30 years. I mean, I lived my life around it. Everything was based around skateboarding. But it was almost destiny for me to skate. I mean, it was like, it's like I came to get into a body just so I could ride a skateboard. My uncle lived with me when I was 5, up to I was about 5. He was a teenager, and he skated. He like really skated for that time. This is in the late 70s. He had a real board and everything. It had Thunder trucks and OG 2 wheels, which I couldn't believe. But it had like the dagger and crossbones or skull. I had trucks like that too later on, but they were actual big trucks. So I thought that Thunder started when I was a kid, but apparently they're a lot older than I thought they were. But how it all started, I would see a skateboard. It was around me all my life, so I always had skateboards around. And then this kid in the neighborhood, he had, I guess it was the first pro board I ever saw. And it was a big fat board. It was like a bullet. And it was all black and had no graphics. And it just had Santa Cruz on the top. And I was kind of in love with it at that time. But I was only like 8 or 9 years old, so I was still a little too small. But my grandmother, she bought me a Veriflex board from the beach one year. And I was in love with that. Me and my friends, but we didn't really skate it like you think about it. I didn't ride on it with my feet. I rode on it with my butt. So me and my friends would take turns riding it down this hill, grass hill, on my butt. But it was still a taste. But I kind of got over that for a little while, so it was probably like another 6 months to a year before I saw real skateboarding. And then this all happened pretty much at the same time. I had this friend that I used to play with Transformers with. I'm telling you, I was young. I was still 9 at this time. I might have just turned 10. But I called him up to tell him that I just saw the Transformers movie. And he told me he didn't play with Transformers no more. He rode a skateboard. And that was it. That was the last time I played with Transformers too. I was like, okay, I guess I got to start skating. And then about the same time, Me and my aunt used to take me to watch the Police Academy movies. And we saw new recruits. And that was the first time I ever saw real skateboarding. And it blew me away. I was like, whoa, I couldn't believe that, how sick that was. So from that moment on, I was gung-ho going to get my own professional board. It took me about 6 months from that point to get one, but eventually I did. So I was probably like 10 and a half. And I saved up probably like $60. And my mom's boyfriend paid for the rest. He lived right down the street from the skate shop, Surf and Turf. So I went there and got me a whole setup. There's a Lance Mountain, Tracker ultralights, and OJ2 slime balls. I was in love with that thing. I'd pretty much sleep with it. That's all I thought about. So, it took me forever to learn how to ollie. My ollies wasn't even straight for a long time. I remember I took I'm trying to think when I learned kickflips. I think it took me another whole year to learn kickflips, but they were brand new for everybody at this time, so not too many people in the whole damn town could really do proper kickflips. This is like 87, 86 at this time. So my birthday was like 6 months later, and I bought a Mark Gonzalez faceboard, the one with the face on it. It was real sick. I rode that board until the tail was about 2 inches, and then someone stole it. So it was going to be a while before I got another board. Probably like 6 months later, I'm probably like 5th grade at this time. I get into freestyle skateboarding. Roddy Mullen was absolutely king at this time. He even came and did a demo for Swatch watches at our mall. Which, I mean, it was ridiculously packed. I mean, I would say, I don't know, thousands, but definitely over hundreds of people showed up for this demo. And it was just him at the mall. I mean, I've seen some skate videos, like I saw the Bones Brigade videos. Like the first day when I got my Lance Mountain, they got searched for Animal Chin that day. So I was definitely seeing skateboarding. But when I started 6th grade, I rode a freestyle board probably all summer, and that's how I learned hill flips and kick flips. I was on that freestyle board. Learned hill flips first. It was just easier to land proper. My kick flips, I would sex change, which means I would switch stance in the kick. Like sometimes I'd even land on my feet pushed together like that was, it Not very good at first. For the kickflips at least. But I mean, I'm still 11 years old. But when I started 6th grade, I got another real board again. Not a real board, I mean full-size board, I guess. And that's when everything really started to take off. Meaning I saw, well, we had public domain, which is pretty big. And it was sick. It was a good video. Seeing Mike Lilly for the first time was pretty impressive. I think Ray Barbie was in it. I'm not sure if he was in that or band this, but I loved Ray Barbie. I loved Mike B. But what really set it off is when, this is like 88, my friend had Shackle Me Not. And seeing Matt Hensley skate down the sidewalk, it was over after that. I was obsessed for the next 30 years. It was like they made skateboarding real after that video. This is weird for me talking to an empty camera, but we're getting it done. But anyway, so after that, it was all I did. Skateboard. But like I think it was like 7th grade, all my friends quit. They all started playing lacrosse. So it's me and one other guy. We were the rebels. And it was like the whole world hated skateboarding. And after that, it was like I remember this Vanilla Ice song in this car driving by. It was like the 5-0 song or whatever. It was almost like when that song played, that ended skateboarding at the same time. So weird. But I mean, we were hated. Like people hated us. Like jocks would just see us drive down the road and see us skating and like instantly want to yell stuff at us or want to beat us up for no reason. I mean, it was the craziest thing. I mean, I got chased so many times. It wasn't even funny. A few of my friends really lucked out from getting seriously hurt. Talking like getting our windows smashed out, having to run, like gangs showing up wanting to kill us. And this went on for a long time. Like my whole entire high school, junior high career was skaters were hated. Nobody liked us. No girls liked us. But in a way, that was almost great. I almost loved it because it almost felt like it belonged to us. Like I liked that no one liked it. You know, because it kind of made it special for us. And I met some really good people. You know, and then our friendships were that much more, you know, substantial. That's the word. But I mean, there wasn't a lot of us after this time. But we traveled a lot, so we got to meet people from all over. But like it was almost like two different eras for me. It was like once I made it to like 17 and 18, it's probably the best that I ever was at it. But no one cared. It was still pretty much hated. So no girls were talking to you or nothing like that. You just had skateboarding. So it's kind of when I stopped giving it everything. I mean, it was still what I did, and it was still all I ever did, but I realized I wasn't going to be like pro or sponsored or anything. I mean, it was really hard. This is like 1994. So unless you had cameras and someone to film you, or you live near a busy town and you had a way to get to contests and stuff, you weren't going to make it. You had to go to them. But I didn't change it. I still loved it. I still did it as much as I could. It was all I could do. It was almost my whole identity was skateboarding. But probably I took it for granted and started partying around like 19. That's the one thing, if I could go back and have a visit with my earlier self, that's who I would go see, is that dude at 19. Tell him, don't give up on it. Don't. Just keep skating. You don't need to do this other stuff. But I mean, it got me to this point. I might not have been here. I have all this knowledge, but it didn't go the way that I went at it. And I still had it, so I still got to skate. But, so I think it was, once I survived my 1920, those are the worst years, maybe even 21. Once I got out of that, I got to get back into skateboarding again and really start having fun again. I think around like 22 or 23, one of my best friends, he got back into it and we really started going at it. I started going to California a lot and seeing all kind of. Once I went to California, I saw how ridiculous skateboarding was for real. Like people that really, it was such a, like they never had to give it up in a way. You know, I'm sure they had some rough times too, but man, it was really sick. One of my best friends moved to California, so it made it real easy. And he lived like right in the perfect spot in Long Beach. So we got to be, he showed me a lot of sick spots. And he lived like 3 blocks from Ray Barbie, which is a childhood hero of mine, which was sick that we got to actually skate with Ray Barbie. That was amazing. I got to see a lot of future pros be little kids. That was awesome. But yeah, it was quite a journey in skateboarding. The reason I'm even talking about this now is I turned 48 in a couple weeks. And I'm trying to motivate myself back into skateboarding. I got a fresh new board. But the hard part is to motivate myself to go out into the world and skate again. Because my town does not have a skate park. I know it's crazy as you can think about like a town that doesn't have a skate park nowadays. I never had a skate park growing up. But now they're everywhere, except where I live. We got these 2 rinky-dink skate parks all at the same time. Well, 3. One of them is actually pretty decent. And then one of them had really good ground, but the obstacles were terrible. Except for the skate shop, our local skate shop bought us and paid to have some decent obstacles put in. We had 2 flat bars and they built a box, which literally saved the skate park. But it had great ground. The ground was perfect. So that's what made it sick too. And now I'm not gonna say I don't miss it, because I do. I miss it like crazy right now. I would be there now if I had that. But since we don't have nothing but DIYs, me being so old and I don't know none of the young kids anymore, I feel weird showing up by myself and skating. I'm going to. I just haven't done it yet. I mean, I got some relationships with the kids, but only a few. But I'm planning on start messing with it again, start playing. I mean, I never stopped loving it. I kept up with it. Watch every contest. So hopefully I'll get a chance to play again. And I'll try to document it too. I mean, what's making me do this is I have all this equipment and it's just sitting there collecting dust. So anybody out there that wants to film that lives near me, let me know. I'm down to film. And I can edit too. So if you need a filmer, hit me up. I can roll really good. I got like 35 years of experience on the skateboard. I can keep up. So, but that's all I got to say for now. I know I probably rambled a lot, but like I said, this is my first time ever doing this. So hopefully we'll be able to do more. But it's not all going to be about skateboarding. Like I said, it could be almost about anything. But appreciate your time, and I'll see you.